now understand Asmita means being an experiencer. So yoga means to be in a state of experiencer. Everything will be going on, but you will be just sitting at a pedestal and you'll be watching everything happen. That is what is to be in yoga. Then he also says, when you are not in yoga, then you identify yourself with all the chitta vrittis. So that's how we end the executive summary. So what I also wanted to do is, every set of sutras that we do, every set. So the first 4 sutras, you must write down in your notes the name of that set. So for the first 4 sutras, I will say executive summary. Right? So this will help you. I will say chapter 1 through 4 sutras, executive summary. Chapter 1, sutra number 5 through 11, I will give another name. Like that, for each set, I will give a name, and I'll write it especially in one page, so that later on, as we finish the chapter and we move on to the second and third and fourth chapters, you can always come back and say, oh, this is where we spoke about this. It will be very easy. It's a key for you. So this is how I perceive things. It's up to you. Okay. 5 through 11, we saw what are the various chitta vrittis. He identified. What did he say? Vrittayaha. He says, Vrittayaha, Panchatayaha, Klishtaha, Aklishtaha. Vrittayaha. Last week, when I spoke about this, I made an error. I pronounced it incorrectly. I said Vrityaha. It is Vrittayaha. There is a A. There is a one matra A after the Tha. Vrittayaha. So my very attentive sister Lakshmi caught it. And she questioned me, Kumar, you pronounced it wrongly. So I'm correcting it now. Vrittayaha. Vrittayaha, Panchatayaha, Klishtaha, Aklishtaha, Vrittayaha. That is, chitta vrittis are of 5 types. And they can be painful, Klishtaha, or they need not be painful, Aklishtaha. Like Shobhana suggested, if I have a beautiful dream in the night, it is very nice, it is painless, it is enjoyable. But that is also a vritti. Okay. So then he describes what are the 5 vrittis. Pramana, Viparyaya, Vikalpa, Nidra, and then Nidra and Smriti. Yes. So there in that sutra also I made a mistake. I pronounced the last words Smritya as Smrityaha. It is actually Smritayaha. Smritayaha. There is also a matra after Tha. Smritayaha.
Smritayaha.
Smritayaha. Yes, Smritayaha. I pronounced it as Smrityaha. So that is incorrect. Smritayaha. So please make that correction when you read the sutras. So then he describes what is pramana. We saw all that. Pramana is evidence-based. Then viparyaya, we saw it is all misconception, thinking in a wrong way. Then we saw vikalpa. Vikalpa, we said it is viparita kalpa. Kalpana. Kalpa means kalpana, imagination. Viparita kalpana, which is wrong kind of imagination. So delusion. And then we also saw the definition for nidra, sleep. And then smrityaha, for smriti, which is memories, all the past memories. So these are the 5 types of activations that he describes, right? So for this 1.5 to 1.11, I would write for that paragraph or for that set, I would name it as vritti and its definition or characteristics. So from next set onwards, I'm not going to give the name. You have to coin the name yourself. And if you have any difficulty in naming it, get back to me. I'll help. So we finished with 1.1. So I'm going to ask Kranti to chant those sutras. You can chant from 1.1 itself, Kranti, from 1.1 to 1.11, you can chant again, please.
Okay. अथ योगानुशासनम् योगः चित्तवृत्तिनिरोधः तदा द्रष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानम् वृत्तिसारूप्यम् इतरत्र वृत्तय पञ्चतयः क्लिष्टाः प्रमाण विपर्यय विकल्प नेत्र स्मृतयः प्रत्यक्ष अनुमान आगमाः प्रमाणानि विपर्ययो मिथ्या ज्ञानम् अतद्रूपप्रतिष्ठम् शब्द ज्ञानानुपाति वस्तुशून्यो विकल्पः अभाव प्रत्ययालम्बना तमो वृत्तिर्निद्रा अनुभूत विषय असंप्रमोषः स्मृतिः.
So this covers the first 11 sutras. And now we will move on to sutra number 12 through 16. So I'm going to invite Kranti to chant those 5 sutras. Kranti, go ahead, please.
Yeah. अभ्यास वैराग्याभ्यां तन्निरोधः तत्र स्थितौ यत्नोऽभ्यासः स तु दीर्घकाल नैरन्तर्य सत्कार आदरा आसेवितो दृढभूमिः दृष्टानुश्रविक विषयवितृष्णस्य वशीकार संज्ञा वैराग्यम् तत्परं पुरुषख्यातेः गुणवैतृष्ण्यम्.
Thank you, Kranti. So now we have seen all these vrittis and things like that. And then we are asking this question, oh, Patanjali Muni, how do we get out of this? Suggest something. What do we do? Yeah, I understand. We are not in the state of yoga, and I am constantly associating myself with all the vrittis that are taking place. So please tell me what I can do. And then this is what he says. Abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice. Yoga abhyasa means yoga practice, right? Geetam, Geeta abhyasa means Geetam, singing practice, and so on. So abhyasa means any kind of practice, can be attached to anything. Practice, abhyasa, vairagyabhyam. In Tamil, vairagyam, we will say vairagya means determination, right? So actually vairagyabhyam means being in a state of complete detachment. What are you going to be detached with?
Vrittis.
Excellent. With all the vrittis. The vrittis will find reasons not to attend the class. Identifying with that will prevent you from attending the class. So you have to look at that vritti. not to associate yourself with that vritti. See, when we started 2 weeks back, we had 16 or 18 people in the class. Today there are what? How many? 10? There are 13. So 5 have not shown up. Initially 25 people signed for this. So the vrittis in them is preventing them from waking up in the morning. So that is what I'm talking about. Okay. So constantly you have to dissociate yourself, detach yourself from the vrittis. That is what is called attitude of detachment. That is what is called vairagyabhyam. So when you stay, when you become unaffected by constant or regular practice, right? Constant or regular practice, that is abhyasa. Abhyasa, vairagya, being unaffected by whatever happens, not reacting, but observing. Then what happens? Tan nirodha. So then it becomes controlled. The activations become controlled. Okay, the activations, you are able to control the activations. This is what we are saying, subtly opposing them. Actually, it is tat nirodha. When they are put together, it is tan nirodha. That's how she chanted, tan nirodha. So that is actually 2 words, tat nirodha. That means that, nirodha we already know. Subtly opposing. Special way opposing. Any questions? Is this clear? So these 2 aspects, practicing and with the sense of detachment. Yeah, deep sense of detachment, an attitude of detachment. So we'll move on to the next one, Sutra 13. Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasaha. Tatra means there. Okay, there. There meaning he is pointing out to the previous sutra there. That is practice and attitude of detachment there. Sthitau. Sthiti means stable. One of the sutras will say, Sthira Sukham Asanam. What is asana? He will describe later on. Sthira Sukham Asanam. You should be stable. You should not be vibrate. You should not be shaking. You should not be moving. But so you have to be stable. Stable. Sthira Sukham. You must have absolute comfort in that posture. Only then it is called asana. If you sit with clenching your teeth, holding your breath, and when it is hurting, then it is not asana. Then it is exercise. So Dr. Rajan will always say, when you do exercise, no pain, no gain, right? That's what they will say. When you go to the gym or do any kind of exercise, it will be no pain, no gain.